Okay. Damn. TikTok, man. I don't know how I got on their good side. Okay, posture. You gotta remember posture, man. We'll talk all about it. It's a shocking thing that if it's wrong, it can gimp you in the long run, man. Okay, we're just shouting this out to various platforms. Stand by. Okay, boom, bang, bingity. Live on Rumble now. Yo, Thrax, what's going on, dude? Shout out to Thrax. What can you explain your username, dude? I've said it probably 10 billion times by now. I'm wondering actually what is the big idea with Thrax, man? Tell me about it. Okay, hold on a second. Shout out to the Bat. The Bat. If I remember correctly, the Bat, the last time you were on the live, you were breastfeeding, correct? Beautiful. Shout out to Kara Chalk. Guys, Kara Chalk, you may think she's like a secret like solicitor of chalk. She is just a hardcore chalk enjoyer. And shout out to Paper Doll all the way in freaking Brisbane, Australia, guys. Like, we're not willy-nillying how far away she is from us. Does anyone, well, actually, the Bat, you're pretty close to Paper Doll. She's on the same continent as you. Yeah, Jesus is King. Did you hear about this, man? Um, this is shocking, dude. Like, this may be something otherworldly. The Bat, I love that you're breastfeeding past 6 months too. Some people kind of get willy-nilly at like 3 months. They think they only need it for a month. Like, you know. Um, and I also wanted to say to, where is it, Mr. I've Sheen, your hernia said good evening. You guys, give me a fucking username I can say often without cracking up, dude. Milite said, I've been super busy lately, but I hope you're doing good, brother. My family have been sending me your Insta posts lately. Dude, shout out to Milite, man. That's freaking awesome. There's something a vibrational thing that happens when a whole fam jam is like, yo, did you see? I guess people actually sit there and go, yo, did you see what Shane Vibes posted? I never thought or intended or think about that really. I mean, I just kind of post, but thinking about that is chill, man, for sure. Shout out to Bina Bumpa Photo. Send me a discount code. LOL. Sorry, dude. Don't be sorry, man. We are giving away free chalk on this live in hopes that it will get to people before the weekend if they order quite soon, man. Because with this weekend thing coming around the corner, which I'm going to answer Cole, by the way, or Kale, rather, Kale, rather. He said, "How can I stock up for my family? I just had a son who's 4 months old now, beautiful, and I want to be prepared for anything." Dude, so first you got to tell me where you're at, man, because it depends where you're at. Like if you're in New Hampshire, like Lou is, if Lou is watching, that is a different scenario than if you're in the what seems to be the Hornet's Nest based on this map, which I have in my stories right now, by the way, the weather map. Um, there's a couple spots where it seems that there will be a concentration of the weather storm. It's freaking insane, man. So we're going to talk about that. I wanted to mention because Mr. Where did he go now? Photo wanted the discount code. What we're doing tonight, a special deal to get people free chalk. And Kara said that my house looks cozy. It's just because it's so freezing cold outside. We got the fire going. We are cozy. And what better thing to be sipping on during a 100-year storm than organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia? That's extremely detoxifying and delicious. And we're giving away 3 or 4 on this live tonight. This also has, by the way, organic Ceylon cinnamon in it and organic coconut milk powder. So it's like creamier. It's got more flavor. It's not just straight cacao. Although some people do like that. But the thing is, if it was just only cacao in here, it doesn't emulsify very well. It doesn't make a good hot chocolate as well sometimes. Like it's kind of clumpy. This is like a superfood blend. And they're giving away, what did I say, 3 or 4 on this live. Plus, by the way, our cacao is considered, if you go and look into the ancients and what they were talking about with cacao, the main cacao they would reference was the original cacao. The heirloom cacao. So this is actually genetically tested. It is the OG heirloom cacao, the original that Montezuma was drinking. Not the one that you get in Hershey's. If you even get cacao in any of these chocolate bars, it's freaking crazy, man. So that is the chocolate we're giving away for free on the live. The way the deal works, it is first come, first serve. So I just put the link in the chat. You got to click the link to quickly get first in line because we're only doing this, like I said, for a couple people. The way the deal works is number one supplement for men and women at Choq.com, which, by the way, Choq ships out of Georgia. They're founded in Texas. They got an all-American customer service team and over 5,000 third-party verified five-star reviews on Trustpilot. So it is totally legit. I've been partnering with them since 2019. They got clinical studies, lab tests, heavy metal tests, you name it. And we will talk about some of what else you get if you were to just go on Amazon or marketplace and get supplements, or the grocery store even. It's shocking what's allowed in some of them, man. So number one supplement for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit. And that is a herbo mineral compound from the Himalayan mountains. It's clinically studied. It's heavy metal tested. What it does is it is pro-fertile. It's a hormone optimizer. It supports testosterone production for men, 21% in 90 days. And Non-Toxic is taking his male stack, by the way. So he's taking the Shilajit right now. Shout out to Non-Toxic. It's in his freaking stream, dude. It's in his system right now. Shout out to Non-Toxic. It's super detoxing, and it stimulates the production of new brain cells. So you actually get literally better memory, concentration, and focus if you're taking the Shilajit, which we need during this information warfare. I mean, we have quite the shitstorm happening right now. Not only this actual storm, no pun intended, but with the whole geopolitical landscape right now, it's pretty freaking shocking, man. So this is the way the deal works. The next 3 or 4 people who go to Choq.com, and if you add the male or female, so here's the thing, at Choq, we have different stacks. Okay, so stacks is like combos of superfoods. And then I'm going to answer Caleb. I called him Caleb. So they have combinations of superfoods. They have the male vitality stack, which is the 3 top superfoods for men. And they have the female vitality stack, which is the top 3 superfoods for women. So we're talking ashwagandha for massive improvement in sleep quality, hormones, mental clarity, pro-fertile, the ashwagandha, and ours is certified organic. The next 3 or 4 people who get a male or female vitality stack or a performance stack, which has the Chad mode. Shout out to JLAC. We're about to talk about the 100-year storm, dude. We got another storm cooking right now. These freebies. This is the Chad mode that has organic caffeine in it and organic blue spirulina. That blue spirulina is some of the most potent detoxifying agents in the natural world. Super detoxing. And if you combine that with what it's combined with, the L-citrulline that's in there and the niacin, it's a circulate. It's whatchamacallit, niacin flush. It stimulates your circulatory and your lymphatic system. So you're like tingling if you're taking the Chad mode. But the next few people, 3 or 4 people who go to Choq.com and you add a male, a female, or a performance stack to your cart, and you apply the discount code 44life on the subscription, it drops the price 44% off for life. You can cancel or modify at any time, and automatically you're going to get that free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your order. But yes, exactly. Shout out to Non-Toxic, who was stoked to get an email from Choq before his Choq even arrived, asking him how everything's going. That's how they roll, man. They really do hook you up, and they're really attentive and making sure that everyone is stoked with what they get and their experience with Choq. Miltito said, "It's so weird because I don't use Instagram. I only watch you on here, but my 75-year-old great aunt texted me your Instagram post, LOL." Dude, that is crazy, man. Hey, where's Sunny, by the way? That's awesome, man. Shout out to your aunt. Like, more aunts and uncles and everyone. It's good that people are waking up at an unprecedented rate, man. I will say that. I've been loving the Giants stuff, by the way. All the it's just shocking finding out the truth about ancient giants. So hold on a second. I'm going to announce quickly that we are live on Instagram real quick, and then we'll go into this freaking storm, man. There's not really any evidence that's like it's completely weather modification and a chemtrail psyop inside job, but I mean, like, I wouldn't put it past them at this point. You know what I mean? 100. I'll just add an extra 0 on there. 1,000-year storm. Um, it. Hold on. The best is like The best is like nuclear countdown, like lock your doors, like duck for cover, and then in brackets, fear not. Okay, so Caleb says I'm in West, no, Washington. What's WA, guys? I think that's Washington, right? It's not Wyoming. If you're in Washington, dude, you're probably good. Washington is probably safer than if shit hit the fan. I may prefer to be, I don't know, maybe in Washington rather than, well, just because of the nature. There's a million rivers, streams, lakes. You're never going to have a water problem. There's a plentiful wildlife. I mean, that's like if we went Mad Max, though. I don't think we're going to do that. South Carolina is nice and warm. I think you can grow more food there, so that's probably pretty freaking chill. Um, so I don't know, dude. It depends on what you're doing and what you do for work too. Like there's a many different moving parts. I'm going to answer that in full detail, Caleb, because um, both have pros and cons. It really depends also on your skills. It also depends on your skill set. Um, so hold on a second. We are announcing that we are live right now on Instagram. So let me just announce, and then we'll tell them all to come over to Rumble. And yeah, people like ask why I shut out the Rumble, but it's because I've got 2 strikes on like last year going live on Instagram, where the strike was totally unrelated to what we were even talking about on the live, and then I had to pay like thousands of dollars to get the strike lifted. Um, I guess I just said that on Instagram Live, but anyway. So that's why we go live on Rumble. What's going on, everyone? So we have a bit of a shocking situation here where, like, I'll pull this up, man. You guys, this is not something to willy nilly about. Like, I don't mean to fearmonger, but I mean, if this is even half as possibly bad as it looks like it's going to be, you do want to have like supplies and stuff, which is just winter preparedness anyway. Um, like literally Texas is going to be at least definitely snow, but almost more certainly ice. The South is going to be hit with frigid temperatures, ice, rain, all this and other thing. Now, the question is this completely an organic storm? Or is anything strange going on with the weather? You know what I mean? I mean, we will be discussing it. Len said, "Holla, Philly loves you, bro." Dude, shout out to Philly, man. Philadelphia. That's where that's where that guy who says is from. Ed Bassmaster, man. That's freaking awesome. Well, Cinny Denny, he said, "I feel like you say, watch out, this may come a lot, and nothing comes." You remind me of the guys who go, "Nothing ever happens." Did you hear what's happening with the one world government that's coming into fruition immediately? I mean, it's just shocking, dude. It's happening as we speak. So listen, guys, we're doing a full deep dive on this right now on my Rumble live stream channel, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to come check it out, just click the link in my bio. I totally get if you prefer the quick little dopamine hits of the 30-second reels, but we're doing a deep dive, and you guys have great questions too. Like I want to answer Dini Vida talking about aliens. Like I'll talk to you and freaking Emily here asking questions. Gary, like if you guys want to have a full deep dive Q&A and a hangout and this breaking shocking news, come on over to Rumble. It's at the link in my bio, and it's the spot to hang out where you can't get a strike for talking the truth. They don't want you to know this. All right. So I'll see you guys there. Much love, everyone. And we'll see you in 2 seconds. It's at the link in my bio. And you can also comment Rumble on any one of my posts. And then you get the link automatically sent to your DMs. So that works as well. Okay. Shout out to Denny. I'll see you there, man. Okay. Much love, guys. We'll see you soon. Epstein is alive. I heard about that. Someone said they saw him. Washington Street is so nice, full of great photos. What's ST? WAST. Shout out to Copper Rock, man. Copper is in Washington, man. He is stoked about it. The weather is weird, dude. I'm shocked because I'm finding out that Russia just got between 3 to 12 meters of snow, which is like a pretty big deal. The problem is this. Let me just say this quickly. Like, are we on the same wavelength that for anyone who thinks that they aren't controlling the weather, for one, an IBM building, some type of building got sold off in 2011. And in one of the printers of this building, they found a document that was called the NASA War Document. And it was like official insignias of agencies. and it was outlining, it said owning the weather by 2025. You can see a PDF of this online right now because someone uploaded it. And it's talking about controlling the Earth's weather to be able to manipulate this, that, and the other. And you know that the weather really does set the vibe. And the weather also affects the food supply. Like, if you kind of wanted to control humanity, you definitely would want to be able to control the weather, right? So then, at the same time this document comes out, we start getting lists of hundreds of weather modification patents that are all over. Now, a patent doesn't guarantee that the technology works, right? That's the caveat that they say is like, well, yeah, there's a patent to steer hurricanes, but like there's no proof it works. I mean, the question is, are corporations going to spend billions of dollars over almost 100 years? Some of the patents date back to the early, uh, literally like before World War One. And so we have patents for weather modification technology. Would they spend billions of dollars over 100 plus years developing technology that they did not intend on using? That's the question. So then if someone else says, well, but they wouldn't do that, well, they already are, because we already know the United Kingdom is testing dimming the sun. That's confirmed. They literally are testing dimming the sun to fight global warming, which is hilarious because they used to call it global warming, but now they call it climate change. So that anything the weather does, like if it gets too hot or too cold, they don't say global warming anymore because that doesn't suit. You couldn't say what happened in Russia is global warming. Like they got a lot of snow, right? It's really cold. Instead, you call it climate change. And that's like a blanket term that you can just apply to any weather event to be like, oh, yeah, it's that climate change. Now, sometimes we just have like normal weather. Like in the UK, it's 25 degrees Celsius, right? It's a normal summer's day. And the map they give you is like, looks like scorched earth. They give you like an aerial of the United Kingdom on a summer's day. And they're like, it's the heat wave. It's super duper hot. It's crazy, crazy hot. It's unseasonably hot. And when it's just like a normal summer's day. And they actually went back like 10 years to other news articles posting the same weather, the same temperature, and the map is like green, but instead the new map 2025 was like scorched earth, and it's the same temperature. So they are fear mongering about the weather, but at the same time, they also do prefer. Well, what I'm getting at is that if you're trying to wake someone up to the fact that they're modifying the weather, you got hundreds of patents, you got the UK dimming the sun, you got a rain-free wedding day you can pay $80,000 to receive if you live in the UK. That came out 10 years ago. That article came out that you could pay $80,000 to guarantee a rain-free wedding day. I remember my dad was still spun up about that, man. He couldn't believe it. But how do they do it? Well, they spray either silver iodides or other strange chemicals into the air we breathe to then they cannot. So there's a few different elements of this. One, they say they just spray chemicals that disperse clouds and then it doesn't rain. But if you go deeper down the rabbit hole, it's not just that they can disperse clouds, it's that they can steer clouds. They can manipulate entire storm fronts. They can concentrate storms. They can disperse storms. They can make it drought in California for 8 years. They can make it flood, and you can see that in the patents and the fact that if you look up, there's a YouTube channel called Friends of Science, and they were scientists who are not the 96% of scientists, because we hear so much about how 96% of scientists agree global warming and climate change are the biggest thing ever. Science is not a consensus. It's supposed to be something that's repeatable, a phenomenon you can repeat and test and all that. And you don't get that by having a consensus. It's by people challenging the narrative. So you have these scientists going, hold on a second, carbon. Carbon is a vital plant nutrient. Carbon increases plant yield and growth rate. Greenhouses will put a carbon emitting device, a generator, basically, without a friggin' muffler on it to pump, carbon dioxide and monoxide into the air when they're not in there, and it boosts the yield and it's food for the plants. Furthermore, if you look at our atmosphere, or should we call it atmosflat, less than like a micro fraction, like less than 1% of the air in our known world contains carbon. It's like nitrogen, oxygen, there's a tiny smidgen of carbon dioxide. Even if it went up a shitload, it's not even they're fear mongering us, basically, is my point. So when you go to, okay, so carbon emissions aren't causing climate change, they're not causing global warming or anything unfortunate with the air. Of course, pollution is bad, but carbon dioxide and pollution are not inherently the same thing. Carbon dioxide is a plant nutrient. So the weird thing is, if you find out that us driving our cars is not causing the climate to change, then you start to wonder about the crazy weather events that have been happening, namely this flood that Texas freaking experienced, the hurricane that wiped out freaking North Carolina or South Carolina. You like that, Diane? Diane laughed, or D Lone rather said, "Atmos flat." Yeah, exactly, dude. Bo. So the way the deal works, guys, if you're tuning in, I do want to tell you more about how you can convince people that they are modifying the weather and that chemtrails are real and that these weather events are all mostly controlled. But I wanted to answer Bo. So we are giving away 3 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia on this live right now. It's a freezing cold front that's coming around the corner. What better time to stock up on a delicious hot cocoa, sipping it, looking out the window as your freaking power goes out, but at least you're warm inside. This is organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. The code Bo is 44 life. So put that on your male, female, or performance stack, and you'll get this for free. We have, if Bo places his order, which I think he's about to, we have 3 of these left. $100 value, super detoxing, tons of antioxidants. It's heirloom cacao. And not only that, but it's believed to decalcify your pineal gland. Cacao is one of the top superfoods for pineal gland third eye function. So you will love the chocolate powder. This is the way the deal works. Free, included in orders tonight on this live only. If you go to choq.com, which I just put the link in the chat, which is based in the United States, they ship out of Georgia, they're founded in Texas, they got an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, okay, which is the leading review website on the internet. That's choq.com. If you go to choq.com and you add to your cart, for example, the #1 supplement for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit. It's a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It boosts testosterone for men. It calibrates your endocrine system for women, and it stimulates the production of new brain cells. It's called neurogenesis. So you get way better memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. It is freaking amazing. Shout out to DG. He says, when I get my money up, I'm definitely looking at your products. Dude, I'll try to hold a slot for you, DG, but you could hit up the chat on Choq and see if they can do anything crazy just to try to get you something tonight, because we do want to make sure. I mean, dude, there's never been a more important time in history. We're talking about chemtrails. We're inhaling nanobots. We're inhaling heavy metals. I don't like to think about it, but I actually don't really think about it too much other than when I'm talking about it to you guys, because I'm taking so many superfoods now that I'm like, all right, dude, you want to spray me with barium and aluminum and it's flying through the freaking airwaves and it penetrates. It could even penetrate deep underground bunkers because it's nano sized. I'm not really worried about it, dude, because I'm detoxing. But I am worried about it on the grand scale, of course. I just mean, like, I'm not up at night being like, oh, heavy metals are seeping into my, you know what I mean? Because we're detoxing. But anyway, so Shilajit, you gotta get the Shilajit, man. You gotta try the Shilajit. Bruce Lee, Genghis Khan, and Vladimir Putin all take it or took it. The Russian military secretly studied it for 40 years. The other one you have to check out is the Chad mode, which has that blue spirulina in it, which is one of the most powerful binders, detoxers in the natural world. It is believed to decalcify the pineal gland as well. And this specifically has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop, which is cold water extracted from green coffee beans. Bank of England aliens. Let me check this out, dude. So the way the deal works is, shout out to Bo. If you go to choq.com, choq.com, and you put the male vitality stack, the female vitality stack, or the performance stack in your cart, and you apply the discount code 44life. So you apply the subscription, you add the subscription to your cart, and you put that discount code 44life. That drops the price on the subscription by 44% off for life, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, you're going to get that free $100 bag of chocolate powder. I should mention, though, it is sweet that you're getting a free lit and the discount code is insane. But that's why I recommend the clinically studied benefits on the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, all these superfoods at Choq. You do want to get them into you consistently because they are clinically studied with consistent consumption over at least 90 days. I do think it's cool to take Shilajit even for 1 month. Obviously, it's better than not. But like, the benefits compound. You really receive more of them the longer you're taking it. And that's why the lifetime discount is freaking sweet. Jesus is King says, what does the pineal gland do? Dude, the pineal gland is said to be the seat of your soul, the connection point between your physical body and your soul. And we know also, of course, that they're putting fluoride and all these other chemicals, which literally make it harder. The same way that fluoride hardens your teeth, it hardens your pineal gland, which is unfortunate to think about, but that's the way it works. And so what's interesting is that's why I do put a bit of an emphasis on the pineal gland and decalcifying that spot specifically, because it is a very important, it is targeted. In fact, I saw a hippie talk about this a long time ago, and he said, dude, if fluoride absorbs into your pineal gland faster than any other tissue in the body, is it possible that it is meant to target the pineal gland? That's what this guy, I say hippie, but it's because he literally had dreadlocks. He was in the forest, he was chilling, and he brought up the pineal gland. That's actually where I first found out about the pineal gland. But anyways, shout out to that guy, man. I don't know what he's doing now, but I'm sure he's still woke, man. And I'm sure he was also aware of the deception during the schmandemic. What a freaking joke. But anyways, the Bank of England said alien disclosure will cause a financial collapse. Yeah, it says here, Bank of England must plan for a financial crisis triggered by aliens, says former policy expert. So that's perfect. You know what they can do? Because aliens, there may be other creatures from other realms, but aliens, there's no space. So they're other realm dwellers. But I imagine it's a pretty easy, whatchamacallit, excuse, right? Like literally press a button, like decimate the economy with a button press, and then be like, oh, it was the aliens. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like your kid blaming something on the dog, but actually the dog could pull half that stuff off. Um, anyway, that's crazy. Bohemian Grove. Thanks for telling me that, dude. I'm definitely making a post about that 2 days ago too. Someone should have put that in my feed already, man. Shout out to you guys. A lot of you guys are my eyes and ears. Like I can only see so many things at the same time, right? So thank you, Bohemian Grove. Great username too, man. Shout out to Asher, who said, I've been taking lots of chalk lately and I'm getting big and strong. Shout out to Asher, man. He literally, I'll tell you something about Asher. First thing, he shows up. Second thing, he takes chalk. Like he's not willy-nillying around with like a single little bottle of freaking, no, he's on a full-blown stack. He's been taking chalk. Um, Detroit, Michigan will hit a freezing point real soon that they haven't in 7 years. What do you mean? Like it'll be colder than? Oh yeah, that's what you mean. So it's supposed to be colder than the last 7 years. Dude, I'm not surprised, man. This storm. This guy posted and he said if half of this, if half of this um, prediction for the weather, if it's only half true, it's still going to be extremely shit. So I imagine what the highways are going to get frozen, telephone poles are going to snap, people are going to be out of freaking. There won't be power for some. Like, yeah, if you have a generator, you probably should get a bunch of gas for it. And I made a video today, but I didn't want to be too like fear mongery. But I honestly think like if you're living in a place that's about to get hit with all this, you should just go get some standing dead wood in the nearby forest. Standing dead wood is dry. It doesn't need to be stacked for 7 months and dry. It's already dry. So go harvest some freaking wood, man. You might have to cook outside. You might have to warm up around a fire. Like quickly watch. I guess I'll make some content soon about making forts to survive freezing cold temperatures, and it's we got to be thinking about it. It's funny how only a few, like 100 years ago, the grid could go down and no one would do anything. It would be completely fine, because everyone's already living off grid, or like electricity was like, oh, I can have my light bulb on at night, but that's about it. I still have my heat, my food, my fridge, my freezer. I had a freaking ice, what do you call it? A ice box. Like they had ice rooms, where they'd harvest ice in the winter, store it under straw, and they would have ice all summer, dude. Like straw is a crazy insulator, and wood shavings too. A big block of ice. Think of how long sometimes you see a freaking snow pile into the summer that's still slowly and slowly melting in the parking lot, Kyle Shady, get another propane tank, man. Nothing wrong with that. Fill it up. The bat is in Australia, so she won't have to worry about the ice. Good. I wanted to mention too is that anything that's taken with shilajit is shilajit's a potentiator, so it increases the potential of any other herb or food that's taken with it, and that's why it's in the male and female vitality stack. By the way, congratulations to who just got someone just got a female stack. Congratulations to who just got a female stack, which is the shilajit, the ashwagandha, which I just showed you guys, and the certified wild crafted Irish moss. Shout out to just got the female stack. Keep in mind two things. For one, that shilajit is a freaking game changer, especially if you take it in conjunction, of course, with your stack. It's best to take it in the morning, is what an herbalist will tell you. It's best to get it into you in the morning. And that Irish moss is otherworldly because the vast majority of Irish moss on the internet is farmed in the Caribbean and it's full of microplastics, whereas Chalk's Irish moss is wildcrafted from Nova Scotia. So there's a huge difference in Irish mosses. You can go buy a Ziploc bag of Irish moss on Amazon right now for probably like $5, but you get what you pay for. You got to watch out for that. So just a reminder, that means we have, I guess, 2 bags of lit left to give away. Whoever just got the female stack, congratulations, you're getting the free lit included in your order. That means we have 2 bags left to give away. The next 2 people who go to chalk.com, add a male, a female, or a performance stack to your cart, which is the combinations of superfoods. You got to try the Chad mode, and you apply that discount code 44life. It unlocks that 44% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify it at any time, and automatically you're going to get that free lit in your order, the $100 bag of the chocolate powder. Super detoxing. Delone says, Shane, so is it reversible to fix your pineal gland? Dude, I'm of the opinion, my understanding is that we are, on average, our bodies are, and that's right, Katie said, they don't teach, that's why they don't teach us self-sustaining ourselves anymore. Of course, it's all about tap. Tap with, you go to the grocery store, you have to buy an apple. Like, you don't grow up and people don't grow anything anymore. It's shocking, man. 90 some odd percent of us used to be our ancestors anyway. Everyone raised something, whether animals, food, livestock, freaking grain, and everyone bartered and stuff. And now it's all interest in freaking digits on a screen, dude. And people don't know how to build stuff anymore either. The Amish will be all right, but they also apparently they don't like defending. There's a whole thing about Amish where they don't they're non-combative. Like if a whole bunch of people just walked into an Amish farm, they wouldn't like get them out of there. My understanding, they're pacifists. Um, we'll talk about that. But to answer Delone, your pineal gland, dude, the cells of our body are only 7 years old at any given time. So I imagine 100% you can rejuvenate and restore your pineal gland. 100%, dude. Yes, it's constantly regenerating. Your body knows. Here's the thing. It's like when you get a cut. When you get a cut, your DNA is a blueprint, and it tells your skin where to regrow to make it go back to normal. I picture the pineal gland being calcified as like your body knows this thing shouldn't be calcified and is consistently trying to decalcify it. It's a matter of giving it, and same thing with toxins like chemicals, pesticides, heavy metals, all this stuff that we're exposed to. Our body knows it's supposed to get out of us. It has specific things in place like your liver to detox it. Um, but you got to give it the right nutrients, right fuels, right materials, and whatnot to detox. That's why we're talking about the Chad mode with the blue spirulina, and that is no joke, dude. It's literally trending on Twitter. The binding effect of blue spirulina on heavy metals and phthalates and microplastics is like literally otherworldly. So that's how it whitened my eyes too. I told you guys the eye whitening story. You will have freaking eyeballs vision enhancements. Well, I shouldn't say that. Apparently, blue spirulina is very good for your eyes, and I noticed a difference on my eyes and how much whiter they got when I took Chad mode for like 3 months. And it is freaking, it's something you quite look forward to, man, getting the Chad mode into you. Dude, I have that. I have that book, Larry Bird. It's kind of like a novelty thing. Like there's some good info in it for sure. It's not like crazy, but it is a cool it is a cool book. I think you can PDF it, unless that would be like piracy or whatever. I guess it would be actually. Yeah, don't PDF it. Katie said lots of Amish have already been leaving, moving to the jungle. Dude, Katie, there's people. This is a cool thing. Amish do these missionaries where like there's a whole village in freaking South America, villages all over the place, where the Amish, part of their mission is to spread the gospel and go build stuff. And they go set up a beautiful town village. They know exactly what they're freaking doing. And they set up the townspeople and they spread the word and they say, look, if you want to go to heaven, here's this book, read it, follow it. Anyway, and there's villages in Africa today that are now run down, totally have gone to shit. But from when the Dutch went there and built these towns and villages and everything, it's freaking awesome. Yeah, Mennonites, Amish. You're right. The milk people we deal with are Mennonites. Did you know there's also Hutterites? Shout out to Bo. Bo, I'm holding a slot for you, dude. Bo is looking to get a massive stack as well. There's a bunch of people on the site right now. Guys, make sure you put that discount code 44life on the subscription to the male, female, or performance stack to unlock that 44% off lifetime discount. And then you're getting the free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. Super detoxing, freaking delicious. Shout out to DG. But yeah, so it's interesting, that they that the Amish Mennonites, the Hutterites, they know what they're doing, man. Lots of Hutterites here in Manitoba. Shout out to Chai Hawks all the way in freaking Manitoba. Nice, nice. So it's just a slightly different variation. And you know what? Not all Mennonites have the exact same, like the Mennonites we deal with, uh, they drive a truck to deliver milk, right? They, have some technology that they use, like they send out an email every once in a while about what's going on at the farm. So they do use a bit of technology, but they don't watch TV. They don't use microwaves. They don't drink fluoride. Uh, they know how to build and do things, and they are built different. And they also don't look down on us, by the way. I know I didn't think you guys would really think that, but the Amish and Mennonites, they don't think like for example, Jehovah's Witnesses, I think that we are worldly people, right? And I guess they would be correct for most people, like having no connection to God. Well, they have a connection to God, of course, but I just mean like they're putting that in the back of their mind while they drone on with mindless entertainment and distractions their whole life, right? And they don't really learn the depths of their consciousness or get in touch with that. So you could call them worldly, distracted with entertainment and whatnot. But whereas the Mennonites, and it's interesting too, they've never tried to. I'm the one I brought up to them the Mennonite guy who dropped by. I'm talking to him about giants. I'm talking about Noah's Ark, asking him questions about, uh, you know, different things about faith and everything. It's freaking cool, man. So anyway, no, I do love Mennonites and Amish people, man. I met an Amish person that came from Belize. I remember thinking Belize. I truly don't know where they mainly live or relocate to. It's not they, dude. You're thinking it. I know what you mean, but you're thinking like they in their totality decide this, that, or the other. But it's actually like there's a bunch of different churches which have a bunch of different communities in every Mennonite and Hutterite and Amish community, that decide, oh, should we check out Belize? They come together. The whole fucking town will come together, stand in a church, and different men, women will come up there and say, okay, I found this spot. I know someone here. Should we do this? And everyone, think of how this freaking connection is. The whole freaking town talking about what they should do together as one unit. Like that is a powerful force, man. Holy crappers. Okay, hold on a second. Someone just got a Chad mode and a stack, and someone else just got a female stack, and someone else just got a stack and a Shilajit. So holy cripers, congratulations to everyone who just ordered. So all of you, if you all just ordered, you're getting the free lit powder included in your order. So everyone who just ordered, congratulations, you are getting the free organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia included in your order. You're gonna freaking love it. Make sure if you're on the fence, I guess technically we should be closing down the deal, but I'm gonna get them to extend it for another 2 people because that went a little bit too quick, and I think there's still a bunch of people on the site. So if you guys, this is the way the deal works. Congratulations to everyone who just ordered. You're gonna love your freaking stack. If you were the ones who just ordered, by the way, comment so I can hype you up. Look, Love NYC just did it. Boom! Shout out to Love NYC. She got a. I say she. Oh no, it's I Love. I wonder what she probably got the female stack possibly. So just so you know, I Love NYC. Congratulations because you're getting the free lit powder. Delicious, detoxing, freaking amazing. The Shilajit that you're taking, you heard what I mentioned. It's hot water purified. It's clinically studied. It's heavy metal tested, and there's like the clinical studies. There's 12 of them, and so it's hormones, fertility, brain function. You're gonna feel like $1,000,000. Make sure you get it into you consistently. The ashwagandha that's in all 3 of your guys' stacks who just ordered, that ashwagandha. So just so you understand, so that you can put your head to your pillow tonight and know that you just got some of the best stuff you can get. The ashwagandha that we have, well, it's transversely. The ashwagandha you get from most online and stores is literally farmed in China. Our ashwagandha is certified organic. It's heavy metal tested. It's got 23 clinical studies. And also, interestingly, it has 14 times as many bioactive compounds. We have a write up on the bottle. It's got 14 times as many bioactive compounds as conventional ashwagandha, because conventional ashwagandha you buy is the way they extract it, it like denatures all the bioactive compounds. So this is the best freaking ashwagandha you can get. And in it, there are compounds that massively support your ability to produce melatonin. When you get more melatonin, you get 1,000 times better sleep, a more rejuvenative and restorative sleep. And what do we know that the Wi-Fi, the cell towers, the smart meters do? Non-native electromagnetic frequencies disrupt your freaking melatonin production, among other things. So that's another reason why I love the ashwagandha, and that's in the male and female stack. So congratulations, I Love NYC, who got the female stack. Now, whoever got the Chad mode in their stack, and then I'm going to answer Bo, the Chad mode. Remember, the reason I recommend highly, other than like I would tell you to get Chad mode any day of the week, but specifically because Chalk is doing the 44% off lifetime discount right now, I recommend getting it with a stack because it's a smoking deal. And then, of course, you're getting the free lit powder. But the blue spirulina is no joke for detox, and the organic caffeine in here. I know some of you guys have heard this already, but dude, the vast majority of caffeinated beverages are literally containing caffeine that they grew in a lab. I'm not joking. The Chalk caffeine is cold water extracted from green coffee beans. It hits different, dude. So shout out to NYC. Now, also, Mrs. Sunny said the Amish produce everything the country needs in Belize. No shit, eh, Sunny? I've heard there's a lot of Amish people there, 100%. Belize is actually a hotspot for them because it's English speaking over there and it is like lower crime, I think. Jesus said, I just got my elk hide tanned. Does it release any toxins? Dude, I wouldn't even worry about that, man. You got a real natural material. Your elk hide, that's freaking awesome. Apparently, there might be some shit in conventional tanning, but you also might have got a guy who uses like lime to tan it, and so there's not a bunch of heavy metals in it. You're good, man. I think that's freaking awesome. Shout out to Bo. He said, guys, I've been taking chalk for 2 months thanks to Shane, literally reversed in age. Holy crappers, man. Already, eh? That's only the 60-day chalk challenge. You haven't even got to the 90-day chalk challenge yet. The Bat said, I'm stoked for you, man. Shout out to Bo. That's freaking awesome. And he said, oh, what does the CMOS do? By the way, Bo, there's only one other guy I know on Instagram whose name was Bo. Are you Bo Pinto? Let me know if you are. But anyway, he said, what does CMOS do? Dude, the Irish moss. So it's got the full matrix of minerals, which rebuilds your DNA. Your DNA is light codes, and minerals are frequencies of light. It also, those minerals that are in the Irish moss increase nutrient absorption. So every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. And today, even if you're eating 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So if you're getting the Irish moss into you, you're getting the full matrix of minerals. And that way, boom, bang, bing, you get more nutrients from the food you're already freaking eating, which is shocking, dude. Sane, so and that's just some. It's also amazing for your lungs. Like there's a ton of benefits. Sane said, why did every phone company eliminate removable batteries at the exact same time? Ever thought about that? Let me write that down as a new post idea. Hold on a sec. Why did every phone company stop removable batteries at the same time? That's a good flipping, dipping question, dude. Because when I used to be in high school, I had a BlackBerry. And I don't know how, but I ended up with like 10 or 15 BlackBerry batteries that I would cycle. So I would charge them all. And then, like on the weekend, a big party weekend high school action, I didn't need no charger, dude. Pop the back off, pop in a fresh bat, boom, bang, bing. I'm texting my ass off in 2 seconds with a new battery. You can't do that anymore. And that's the one thing to go with these phones. It's a freaking joke, man. They got us in a bind with these phones. We're using the front end of it. There's definitely a back end. Shout out to Marina, who said, I got the female stack. Oh, so that means that Mrs. NYC, maybe she got the stack and the Chad or the stack of the Shilajit. But now I know that Marina got the female stack. Okay, Marina, I'm freaking stoked for you. You're getting that free lit powder. Keep in mind the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. So you do want to get a consistent dose to experience the full range of benefits, but you have full control over your subscription. and you're gonna love this lip. Like you will literally eat it by the spoon dry. In fact, the first time you try it, spoon it dry. Then you can make a hot chocolate after. But I'm telling you, it's freaking amazing. And heavy metal tested too. Yeah, the BlackBerry thing. So why did they remove all the removable batteries? They literally like think of what they did, dude. They took your phone and now they made it glued shut. You can't even get in this thing. Um, without all these tools and a heat gun and everything to make it freaking the glue adhesive to melt off. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous, man. And not to mention, what happened with BlackBerry and why did they get demolished so quickly when they were doing so well? There might have been an inside job there because they were encrypted or something. Like BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, dude, boom, bang, bing, boom, boom, boom. That's the one phone. That's another thing that's bullshit. I could text under my desk full paragraph. I could write a freaking essay on my BlackBerry because there's two dots on two letters, so you know exactly where your thumbs are. Whoever made those phones knew what they were doing, dude. And you couldn't. I don't even know. I guess there was Facebook on there, but boom, 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 boom. You could text under your desk, man. Like it was a great phone. I still have the memory card from a few of my Blackberries. I'll have to check it out, see what kind of crazy pictures I had on there. Because your phone always listens and watches. Well, I thought you said and watches, and I'm thinking and the smartwatches, yeah, because there's an angle to those too. Dude, I went to shut up, Sonny. Don't even get me started on that, Sonny. I went to a Apple store to get a device that enables me to plug my phone into the Ethernet. So I got the Ethernet cord right here. The device is in the other room on a laptop right now, but this freaking cord, you plug it into an adapter and you plug your phone into the adapter. Now I don't need Apple, but at the time I had to go to Apple. I go into this freaking Apple store, which I don't know if they hire certain people for working at Apple, but they all seem to be kind of like similarly similar. Okay. I'm talking to this fucking guy and I'm telling him, and I don't know why I do this, but I will just fully say something that you'd expect me to say based on what I post about. Like I also say that in person. So I'll go up to this guy and I'm like, hey man, I'm just trying to get this adapter. Do you have this adapter? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know why I'm getting it? He's like, no. And I'm like, well, because you see, Wi-Fi is actually damaging to your DNA and it fries your pineal gland, your third eye, you see. And fluoride also does that, but I'll tell you that later. So anyway, man, Wi-Fi, yeah, you got to watch out. And so I'm trying to limit my Wi-Fi exposure. So I'm getting this cord to plug my phone into the internet so I don't have to have the Wi-Fi on. And he goes, oh, well, I mean, it is safe, you know. I mean, I don't really care about that. I mean, it is safe. I cracked his like professional shell. He started being more chill, and he's like, "It is safe though, Wi-Fi." I'm like, "Okay." And then we keep talking, and he ends up saying to me, "Thank you, DG." He ends up saying, "Well, you know," and by the way, these Apple guys, they got like 6 phones in 5 different pockets, dude. They got one under their sack, bro. I'm not even joking. They got a phone to look up product. They got their phone, personal phone. They got a home phone, fucking backup phone. They're phoned out. So he's talking to me while he's punching it on his phone, work phone, fuck, to type in the product to go find it. And he's like, well, you know, I do have a rectangular spot on my thigh from where my phone is all the time that it must be from the dot dot dot. And I'm like, radiation? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, dude. So that radiation also fries your sperm and lowers your testosterone. And I already knew this guy, you can just detect someone with low T. And so I was like, I did my, I wasn't rude, of course. I was just like, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the radiation. Like, what do you think that does to your fucking brain? But some of these guys, they'll just Google something and the mainstream, the first fucking article that pops up, actually, scientists have concluded it's totally safe. I have never fallen. I've fallen for some things, but Googling something and reading the top result and being like, yep, it's settled is just kind of an interesting thing. Like, who does that? And like, and that's the thing. And now we know Google's so manipulated, it's crazy. But you'll type in like, is fluoride bad for you? And the top article, it's actually now the Google AI overview is fucking annoying, by the way. I'm not even trying to look at AI. I'm trying to look at an article and it pulls that up. And by the way, 96% of people don't go past the first page of Google. You know that, right? Like 90 some odd percent of people do not press page 2. They go on page 1. So anyways, they manipulate the search results, of course, to do that. Same thing with if you type in, are microwaves good for you or harmful? And it says right on the top, like, of course not. They're totally safe. It's non-ionizing. You know what's fucking crazy about microwaves though, dude? And I'm about to shout out that we're live on Instagram again. Um, According to the other side of the story. So one side of the story is that microwaves are so dope and they're so cool and a new technology that's so great. The other side of what like whistleblowers and people are talking about is that microwaves reverse the direction that the molecules are spinning in the food and make it, not only does it put like carcinogenic compounds into the food, but that it kills every single nutrient and makes it like a foreign substance to your body. Your body doesn't even know what the hell you're eating when you're eating microwave food, and that you have to produce like 1 billion white blood cells to like be able to even digest or do anything with the shit you just ate from a microwave. Um, you know what I mean? Look what Asher just typed in. Yes, microwaves are generally good. So he got this Google search result. They're generally good and safe for you, offering quick cooking and retaining nutrients better than some methods. Meanwhile, they'll tell you that cooking on fire is improper. Excuse me, but I have not consumed enough fluoride to believe that. Thank you. And yeah, you nuke it. Think about that. It's a nuke. It's a nuke. You're nuking your food. And if pregnant women can't stand in front of a microwave, can little babies jam their foreheads against a microwave? Like really? If not, why? It's like when you when you go up to the base of a cell tower. Hold on a sec. Um, hold on a sec. One sec. One sec. I'm just announcing quickly that we're live on Instagram. I'll continue what I was saying though. Yeah, so if you go to a cell tower, you go to the base of it, which I've been to a lot of, just interestingly investigating them. They'll actually say if you go in the fence at the bottom of a cell tower, you'll be above the limit for the safety of the frequencies that the tower is emitting. But if you're outside of the fence, 3 inches from that sign, it's safe. What happens if you live across from the cell tower? What happens if there's a cell tower on your building and you live underneath it? This is what I think about, man. Welcome everyone. So, dude, we have a shocking situation coming out with the weather, and you may be thinking, like, what is this Shane Vibes weatherman? But dude, like, this is a bit of a weirder one, perhaps mildly more concerning. And also, like, people are going a bit wild because even if this prediction is only 50% correct, like the storm is 50% as crazy, uh, it's still a shitstorm. Okay, no pun intended. We're talking ice, freezing, upside down weather. We're talking freaking power lines going down. Like this is what people are concerned about. All right, I'm not saying to be scared. Like we should just have a discussion. You may be thinking this is fear mongering. I'm not scared. I have fucking 20 cords of wood outside and a generator and a shitload of gas. I'm not scared. This isn't about fear. This is about if you're sitting in your house and you got 1 can of soup and your house is on electric heat and you're in the storm area, like some things might be a good thing to do to make sure that you're more prepared and you're not going to your neighbor's house empty handed anyway. That's what some people say to preppers. They're like, oh, you're a prepper? I know whose house I'm going to when shit hits the fan. Oh, yeah? What are you bringing? So we'll discuss this. Is this weather manipulated, by the way? I wonder. We're going to be doing a deep dive fully on my Rumble live stream channel. We're live right now on Rumble. The reason we go live on Rumble, before you think like, why does he shout out Rumble? Because I've gotten strikes on Instagram for going live talking about stuff like this. They're not a fan of honest discussions like this. They want you guys dopamine 30-second fry your brain, your eyeballs off, staring at freaking reels. They don't want you sitting on a live stream discussing things. And notice how this isn't like Mr. Beast editing. Like this is just a full blown live, dude. So we are live on Rumble right now. If you want to come tune in, it's at the link in my bio. So you click the link in my bio, you click the Rumble link, and then boom, bang, bing, you're on the Rumble channel. All you guys are asking good questions. This guy's asking great questions about the Great Flash. We'll talk about that. We got Melbourne, Australia in the house. We got J Rowe. All of you guys have great questions. I want to answer them, but I'm not doing it on Instagram. This is just a quick shout out to my Rumble live stream. Okay. So click the link in my bio, or go and comment the word Rumble on any one of my posts, not this live, but any one of my posts, and then you'll get the link to my Rumble as well. We're already sitting there with like 80 people on, so there is a lot of dear conscious souls out there, man. So anyway, I hope to see you guys on Rumble. Much love. Stay frosty with this storm. If you don't come, heed my advice on this live stream, man. Russia too just got hit too. That was crazy, man. Shout out to Emma Rose. I hope to see you guys on Rumble. All right, we're streaming right now. Boom, bang, bingity. Yeah, really. I mean, if you got like a can of tuna and then you're in the freaking in the path of it, right? So someone asked, where is it supposed to hit? Dude, where isn't it, man? From my understanding, like, look at this. Hold on a sec. Okay, so the latest images, basically the epicenter of this storm is from Texas, the top of Florida. Any snowbirds who are going from the northern states or Canada into Florida, it's going to be a little bit of a chilly one, man. What's that? North Carolina? Is that Georgia? I should look at a map, actually. This is just like a picture of the where the storm's hitting. So I'm looking at that, but it doesn't have names on the states. I do know most states, though. I could tell you guys all the states, man. But anyway, so it's a gigantic storm. It's the eastern seaboard and the south, man. So we're talking the east is going to get hit with a shitload of snow. You know what's crazy? If we were in Russia when that storm happened, and we're talking 3 to 12 meters of snow, like I'm not even willy-nillying you guys, 3 to 12 meters, which is how many feet? Hold on a second. Where's my dang, where did I put those? We're talking like meters and meters and meters of snow. Do you know how deadly that is? Like I'm looking at some of these guys' front doors. They can't shovel the snow fast enough. You know, and also not to mention, have you seen? Hold on a sec. Have you guys seen? Guys, 1 second. Literally stand by for 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 1 second. False alarm, dear. Okay, so anyways, D Loan, I have a bunch of stuff posted in my stories of the different weather. Like this is NOAA, this is freaking the Weather Network, Net Weather Center. Like this is everything. 36 feet. Holy shit, dude. 12 meters is 36 feet. Yeah, man. These buildings were buried up to the freaking roofs. So what the Sam Dam is going on? Now, you may be thinking it's just because it's winter, and it is winter, that's true. But we also have the fact that if you can control the weather, you can control the people, bro. And not to mention, every single weather event, whether it's a storm, a flood, whether it's a flood, a drought, this, that, or the other, they can put it under the blanket term climate change now. They can say it was climate change. Sorry, guys, I just had you muted for a second. So there's no. So let me just explain one massive thing about how this works, okay? Thank you. The thing about how this works is this: every single time you hear them talking about climate change, this is what the agenda is. I'm going to tell you, and you need to fucking remember this because they will be batting down your forehead with this psyop smear campaign in your brainstem, and you won't know left from right. Listen to what they're doing. They are causing the weather to become chaotic, violent, random, shocking, and all over the place. They are blaming it on us driving our cars to and from work. Then, when they have a million useful idiots running around saying that we need to take climate action now, and they have these protesters who are protesting for the climate, saying we need to save the climate. There is no planet B. There's also no planet A, by the way, because we're not on fucking planet, but we'll talk about that. So here's the weird thing. They are protesting, they want climate action. What is climate action? Climate action is more laws, regulations, and restrictions on us under the guise of saving the climate. It is fake. If they wanted to save the climate, if they wanted to save the planet, if they cared about the world, they would have banned fluoride, GMOs, glyphosate, atrazine, chemtrails. They wouldn't be like, you can't know about chemtrails and be aware of this chemical spraying and all this weather modification and believe in climate change. Like the two, as soon as you figure out they're spraying us and they're modifying the weather, you're like, wait a minute. So then what is climate change? Yeah, dude, it's engineered. Floods, drought, the friggin' flood in Texas, when that cloud sat in one spot and rained 1 trillion gallons, as much as a fucking day, an entire day of the Niagara Falls in one spot, that is not only a like anomaly, that is like statistically impossible unless there was some interference going on. It is a scam. I have books on it. Jenny Bordeaux basically just wrote the freaking one of the books, The Green Climate Scam. Mine was called Behind the Green Mask, and the girl who wrote that one is dead now. So I got to actually, it's shocking, man. It really is shocking. But my point is that this is happening, and there is a ton of people exposing it who are scientists, and then they get their credentials and shit taken away because they're saying actually carbon is good for the environment and carbon boosts plant growth and plant yield. Listen, if the headlines, the media, which we know is all controlled, tells you 96% of scientists agree on the same thing, you can be rest assured that it is completely bullshit, whatever they say they're agreeing on. And remember too, this is anecdotal, but it's funny. There's a Glacier National Park in Canada, in British Columbia, I think, and they put this big plaque up after Al Gore's movie came out, Inconvenient Truth, and it said like by 2020 this glacier will be gone. Like, huh. Well, they had to take the sign down in 2020 because the glacier had grown by like 30%. So that's not so, I'm not going to use that to convince someone that climate change is fake, but it's just interesting seeing that. So yes, they're spraying all the time, and it's about the plan is to convince enough people that we are causing these horrible floods and droughts and hurricanes and we're destroying our world. And so we should accept whatever solution is presented to us. That's what it is. It's problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, crazy weather events. The reaction is us going, oh, food scarcity because of the weather. This is horrible. And then the solution is, boom, you're now hooked up to your digital ID because it's linked to your fucking carbon credits, and you can only spend so much a month, and there's no money anymore, and it's instead carbon credits, and it's like a universal basic income. It's planned to enslave humanity. That's at the end of the day, and that's why it's unfortunate seeing people so passionate about the climate having no idea that they are useful idiots for an agenda that, I don't mean that they're really idiots, but I mean like they did fall for it. You know what I mean? To further this plan. And it is shocking, but notice how this is like quite complex, right? Like this is like information warfare. Like we're hearing one thing, the left hand says another thing. The 2030s coming around the corner. Exactly, Katie. We got all this stuff going on. It's meant to discombobulate you. It's meant to confuse you. So you don't even know what the left hand, that's what they say. They say the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. It's compartmentalized. This is what they do. Anytime there's a crazy event and we get a million news stories about it and it's confusing, we don't quite know what's going on. That in conjunction with the fluoride and the fact that we are being like literally low dosed, slow dosed, poisoned from every angle every single day, fluoride, chemicals, Wi-Fi, cell towers, all this stuff. It's because we are so powerful that they are actually scared that if we weren't polluted out the yin yang and our brains were shrunken down because we're so full of fluoride, that we would see through this illusion. Because that's the other thing with your pineal gland, is that it is supposed to be the psychic center of your body. Like if I was lying to you and your pineal gland's decalcified, you would vibrationally detect that I'm lying because that's your psychic center. That's why they want it calcified. You turn on the TV and be like, this is bullshit, man. It's shocking. So because of that, and we just found out they're announcing new pesticides that they're spraying. It's fucking crazy. It is extremely important to be detoxing, to be decalcifying your pineal gland, and to be boosting your brain function, because we have been exposed to enough stuff. If we want to count up the cells of our brain that we've lost just from the chemicals, not even talking about the cell towers and the frequencies we're getting exposed to, we are technically, unless we're actively detoxing and rejuvenating, we technically are in a lowered state of consciousness. The average person who's never detoxed, still drinking, they're showering in tap water, whatever, or showering in, city water, you're absorbing it. We got to be detoxing. So I wanted to announce before we continue about the weather stuff, because it is freaking crazy what's coming around the corner. We have 2 more bags. Chalk is giving away 2 more bags on this live of the Chalk Lit Powder. This is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. It's super detoxing. It's delicious. You can eat it by the spoon. It's heavy metal tested. It's certified heirloom. So it is the original cacao. It has a ton of freaking antioxidants, which bind to free radicals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides. Super detoxing. And it's also one of the top superfoods in the natural world that's believed to support pineal gland decalcification. And I think probably like 30 or 40 of you guys already take chalk or have tried the lit powder, and you know how freaking good it is. Shout out to all you guys. We have 2 more we're giving away on this live because 3 people just got stacks. So this is the way the deal works. There's the chocolate. You go to chalk.com. I just put the link in the chat, and it's first come, first serve. So you do want to quickly click that link so you get bumped first in line. The number 1 supplement at chalk.com for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit, which not only is, so Shilajit's an herbal mineral compound. It comes from the Himalayan mountains. It's herbs and minerals fused together over thousands of years, not more than 6,000 years. And it's from very high elevation. So Shilajit, it contains a ton of bioactive compounds that boost new brain cell production. It's called neurogenesis. It's a hormone optimizer. Bruce Lee, Genghis Khan, Vladimir Putin, and Arnold Schwarzenegger have all taken or take currently Shilajit. Not Genghis Khan, of course, anymore. But the Russian military secretly studied it for 40 years. It is freaking good for you, dude. It's good for your brain. It's good for hormones, and it's super detoxing. It's also believed to decalcify the pineal gland. That's the number 1 supplement for men and women. We also have the next one that's really good for heavy metal detox, which I'm very glad to be taking because we're getting sprayed. It seems like a lot more. Is the Chad mode, because the Chad mode has organic blue spirulina in it, which is one of the most powerful binders in the natural world. Like literally, I'm talking, it is a binder, bro. It's going viral. It's binding to heavy metals, phthalates, pesticides, forever chemicals. It excretes it out of the body, super detoxing, and it's also extremely good for another one of its benefits of many is that it's good for vision and even night vision. Like it's really good for your eyes. It whitened my eyes. I'll show you guys before and after pictures. So that's the Chad mode. It's a natural energy drink pre-workout. It's got the blue spirulina in it, and it has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine that's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. So if you do any energy drinks or pre-workouts, literally never take another one of them again because they all have not only synthetic colors, flavors, and all these chemicals, but they also use synthetic caffeine. So the Chad mode is freaking OG, clean, pure, detoxing. It's amazing. So this is the way the deal works. We have 2 bags left. The next 2 people who go to chalk.com, that's CHOQ.com, and you add the male Vitality Stack subscription, the female Vitality Stack subscription, or the Performance Stack subscription to your cart, and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically you're getting the free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia included in your order. You're not going to see it. That's exactly right. Sonny said it best. It is a satanic agenda. It does come back to God 100%. It's a rebellion against God. It's a rebellion against the natural world. We are in a spiritual war, and it is a satanic agenda 100%. Because what is satanic all about? It's about inversion. What's good is bad. What's bad is good, right? And so they're telling us fluoride's good, GMOs are good, but it couldn't be further from the truth. It's upside down, dude. It's a plan. It's shocking. So the Performance Stack has the Chad mode in it. I highly recommend getting the Chad mode just because since they're doing 44% off for life on the subscription, it's worth it throwing the Chad mode in there because it's so amazing. If you didn't get the Performance Stack. But the male stack has the testosterone boosting Tongkat 100 in it. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. We know that testosterone levels are off a cliff right now. It also boosts sperm count and sperm motility. It's wild crafted from Malaysia, the jungles, the chemical-free Malaysian rainforests. It's freaking amazing, dude. The Tongkat is otherworldly. And then in both the male and female stack is that organic ashwagandha, which massively boosts melatonin production. It's a hormone optimizer. It's pro-fertile, and it's considered the king of herbs in India. That's in the male and female stack. But make sure you put that code 44life on the subscription. And once you place your order, if you're one of the next 2 people, because apparently a bunch of people are on the site right now, you will get that free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included. Shout out to Kate. She says, I modify my subscription all the time. I love chalk. Shout out to Kate. Kate has been taking chalk for a long time. She's not even willy-nillying around. Like she literally has probably taken every single chalk that we have. And you know, it's funny at the farmers market actually in the summer, I met this woman and she didn't know that I guess I lived near her. She's taking the full freaking female stack and the Chad mode and was like, holy shit, like, yo, you live here? Like, whoa, like I take chalk. She like pulls out of her backpack. She's like, you know, probably 50 years old. She pulls out of her backpack, maybe 40 something. And she pulls out the friggin' bag of chocolate. She's like, I love the lit. My kids love the lit. We love the lit. And the Chad mode, my son takes it all the time. He goes to the gym and he doesn't do pre-workouts anymore. He just takes the Chad mode, which is a pre-workout or energy drink. But anyway, it's funny how that works. And then at the milk pickup, where we get our Amish Mennonite milk, this was a funny one. I met this girl and she, you know, hey, how you doing, kids and everything. And then like a week later, she DM'd me on Facebook and was like, hey, like, do you have like a twin that goes to this milk pickup, or like are you the guy from the milk pickup? I'm like, no, that's me. So she met me in real life and then um, saw me online, which usually it happens the other way around, not often, but I have gotten a few times where someone's like, yo, like Shane vibes. But anyway, it's funny when that happens. Most loyal to lit, shout out to Kate, man. That's freaking, the lit is something else, I will say. Bruce Lee used to smoke weed too. Oh, that's dope, man. I never knew that, man. But probably not the GMO stuff for sure. Did he get whacked? Like, was he assassinated? Like, I feel like there was a conspiracy around Bruce Lee, to be honest. But back to so what's shocking is, when I was mentioning that there's two different ways of thinking. The one way of thinking is they modify the weather by spraying stuff that just disperses clouds. But if you go into the patents, it's also that they use frequencies. It's all about frequencies. If I was talking to Kate here, you know, Kate is awake. It's like, this is 10 years old news for her. But it's interesting because some people, dude, I got a DM yesterday of a guy asking, like, what's bad about fluoride, or like something about GMOs. And I think it's just amazing that someone else is beginning this path of, like, if you go down the rabbit hole of just even GMOs, you're like, bro, like something evil is afoot. You know, something 100% evil is afoot. You can't think of it otherwise. And so I look at anyone asking a question like, oh, what's wrong with this? Like, how come GMOs? Like, what about fluoride? And I'm like, dude, this is amazing. This is like your first step into your consciousness freaking rabbit hole. In 1 year, you're going to be talking about MK Ultra and freaking laser directed freaking fires, man. Like, seriously. We have so much technology and science to actually be the most healthy and advanced civilization, yet they make the public think it's their fault for pollution. Oh, 100. Yeah, Katie. Well freaking said. Because what they say is, we're polluting the world. Well, who the fuck exactly is polluting the world? Because last I checked, only three companies make up 90% of the plastic pollution that's in the oceans. And that's Nestle, PepsiCo, and one other one. Speaking of, about 6 rivers are where 90% of ocean plastic come from. And it's in Africa, India, and China. Like, their rivers are shit, man. Like, what the fuck's going on over there? But they don't quite know about recycling, I guess, yet. But anyways, so we got a few companies making all the plastic, which is polluting. We got the companies. See, here's where it gets a little willy nilly because, like, Nikola Tesla and his patents and everything, right? That's black shelved. That's kind of a weird thing to talk about, but we know that at the tip top, but we don't know who to point the finger at. Someone is suppressing these technologies and these patents and these abilities to generate energy from the ether, which would remove our reliance on any synthetics at all. Like, synthetics are completely unnecessary. Synthetic anything is completely unnecessary if we had uh, actual free trade. Like, hemp, for example, can make everything. Um, you know, everything can be made out of natural materials, but we're being, what it is they're putting us in an artificial state where we're dependent on artificial things because that's the only option. But it's not the only option, but it's currently what's like most convenient. Is what's what right in our face. You can go to the store and buy it. Um, so yeah, they're putting us in this position and then blaming us for it. 100%. 100%. But that's right, Kate. Kate, you got me there. Look what Kate said. She said, recycling. You're cute. That is a inside joke. Not really even an inside joke. That's like a lore. What do they call that? Ball knowledge? Like recycling isn't really real. They don't really recycle. It's kind of fake. So Kate caught me there. That's right. They don't know about recycling. What we need to do is to make plastic out of hemp, and then you can throw it wherever you want, man. Chuck it in your backyard. It'll rain a few times and then become soil again. Like that's what it could be. Pure Grace. I got to do another video on that. Actually, excellent point, Pure Grace. 100 year, dude. Whenever I go live with you guys, I'm just like have my notes out, and I just get like 7 post ideas. 100-year-old light bulb, California. There is a 100-year-old light bulb in California that has been on for 100 years. And you know what happened? The light bulb companies got hit with a mandate that they can't make light bulbs that last for more than 1,000 hours because then this, that, or the other industry won't make as much money. That's what it is. So the technology is there to make a light bulb that lasts for 100 years, dude. And that's light bulb. What about ether light? Like I'm sure you could have some crystal that lights up your house like freaking Lumos from Harry Potter with his wand. Like I'm sure that exists, man. Come on. We are gilded for our very existence. Well, Kate, it's funny you say that because wouldn't Satan want you to be what's the opposite of thrilled and blissful and joyous of your existence? But instead, you have people being like, "Oh, we're destroying the earth like us humans." I hear this shit all the time. I wish we would just be wiped out. Literally, like unknowingly parroting what like Satan reads himself to bed. Like humans, they must be destroyed. Meanwhile, humans are going there laying in bed. Oh, we're horrible. We should just be wiped out and the world would be a better place. Like that is literally, it's a brainwashing from, yes, 100%, 100%. So it's interesting that people think that, not knowing that we're being put in this position, but we can get ourselves out of it too, you know? Sonny said, fear, hate, and sin are feeding the satanic entities. Live with Christ consciousness, love, light, and truth. So freaking well said. Bye, guys. By the way, Sonny designed the Orange County flag uh, in 1968 in 11th grade. And that's the current flag of Orange County. And she is not willy-nillying around. She is an artist. She is a visionary. Shout out to Sonny, guys, if you're listening to Sonny, if you're seeing Sonny in the chat right now. Give the plastic to the guy making plastiline. Dude, I wanted to make a video on that. But it's not what people think. Like, it's not like some revolutionary thing, but it is like kind of cool, but it's kind of being played off as like the government doesn't want you knowing like you can turn plastic back into gasoline. It is it's really it is inefficient. That's why they don't do it. It's not like it would be like free energy, you know what I mean? Um but it is like kind of cool, especially if you're on like there's a guy on a deserted island who does the same thing. Or on an island somewhere in the Pacific, and he just collects beach plastic to make his gas to power his like truck, which is cool. You know, but Basta said, "What's your knowledge and thoughts about chemtrails?" See, isn't that's what I'm just talking about, guys? Someone DM me. What do you think about GMOs? What do you think about fluoride? This guy says, "What do you think about chemtrails?" Like he probably, possibly hasn't watched the couple of things some of us have watched, like what in the world are they spraying? Why in the world are they spraying it? There's all these things. So if someone, let me organically answer this guy's question. What are your knowledge and thoughts about chemtrails? Let me try to summarize it quick. There's about 12 different agendas behind chemtrails. We need to be detoxing it hardcore, many heavy metals. Before I answer your question fully, I have to say, someone just ordered a female vitality stack and a Chad mode at chalk.com, and they applied the discount code on their subscription, 44life, which unlocks the 44% off lifetime discount, which they can cancel or modify at any time. And because they ordered on the live, they got one of the last 2 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia that we're giving away to people who order a male or a female or a performance stack at chalk.com. So congratulations to the dear woman's soul who just got a female stack and a Chad mode. You're going to freaking love it. And you're going to get that free lit included in your order. You don't see the lit show up on your order form, but it's getting physically placed into the box when it's shipped up. So the shipping department knows anyone who uses this code during this time window are getting the free lit. So if you guys are on the fence, go to choq.com. That's choq.com. Check out the male, female, and performance stacks. We're talking superfoods, detox, out the yin yang. And also, there's a ton of good articles there as well. Even if for some reason you're like, dude, I literally do not like superfoods, you still should have Choq like bookmarked. They come out with crazy articles all the time. And if you're thinking of the importance of detoxing and boosting your fertility and your brain function, I'm telling you, that's the spot, man. I don't have some secret other supplements that I take. And I know supplements have this kind of funny thing where, like, people go, people who take a million supplements, like they're idiots. Well, first thing, there is a lot of supplements you don't need to be taking for sure because they're all fake. Not all, but you know what I mean. But like, if you're talking about as a man wanting to boost your testosterone, I would not do synthetic testosterone. I would do Shilajit. I would do the Tongkat Ali. I would do the ashwagandha. That's the male vitality stack, and those all support testosterone production massively. For women who are looking to boost fertility or optimize their hormones, because we know women are under assault from the synthetic freaking feminine hygiene products that have freaking polyester and glyphosate on them. Birth control, which gimps your endocrine system hardcore, can make you freaking like totally permanent infertile. But I still think you can probably rejuvenate it, but it's not good for you, of course. And all the skincare, hair care shits that they put on women, or that they tell women, yeah, advertise it to them. Toxic, man. Polyester, or rather petrochemical shits, hormone disrupting. It's shocking. But if you are a woman looking to calibrate your hormones, I'm talking Shilajit. If I was female, if I identified as a female right now and I literally was a woman, let me picture that for a second. No, I'm just kidding. But if I was, I would want to be taking the female stack, man. It's a combo of the most potent superfoods for women, and I would probably be taking the Chad mode too, because women can take Chad mode, and it's super detoxing, and it's freaking delicious. It's got that blue spirulina, that detoxes heavy metals, phthalates, microplastics. Super potent, and it's freaking delicious. Basta said, yes, I know about chemtrails. I'm not a pro regarding them, but I know they're real, and I see them every day, unfortunately. You're preaching to the choir, Joey. Shout out to Joey, man. So the agendas behind chemtrails is that weather control, people control, and food control, and a few others. So, and the thing I mentioned about they spray chemtrails, modify the weather, and then blame it on us driving our cars to and from work. That's what they do with chemtrails, so that they can institute these policies which take away more and more of our rights and freedoms, and they restrict us under the guise of saving the climate. So that's one of the agendas behind it. The more far out, trippy agenda, kind of more unnerving agenda behind them, is that it's transhumanism, it's called, where they could hypothetically, but some people say they are, putting nanobots into the air that we inhale and that are self-assimilating, that are supposed to build themselves in our body, and then we become partially inhuman and we get merged with AI. So that's kind of what some people are concerned about. So that's another reason why it's absolutely imperative to be detoxing, of course. And it's called smart dust. I'm sure it's called something else. In fact, smart dust is just well, put it this way. You know what's crazy too about chemtrails, Basta, is that here's what's crazy about chemtrails. This is biblical, and this has been prophesized, because here's what's strange. The Hopi tribe, a very long time ago, like thousands of years ago, said, near the day of purification, that cobwebs would be woven in the sky, which is chemtrails. There's other prophecies from other places as well that talk about that, but the weird thing is that this was planned like a long ass time ago, or someone a really long time ago tapped into the consciousness of the earth. They got a vision, something happened where they saw into the future and said, this is what's going to happen in the future. So it was pre-planned. Like, it's a trippy thought. He said, so why don't they just wipe us out? Why downgrade us with all their crap? No, dude, it's literally the Matrix. It's the Matrix. if we're all no longer alive, AI can't get built. This is an AI thing. It's planned. They want AI to fully control humanity and then eventually not need us. But in order for AI, like, let me explain. Apparently, first thing, we all emit a ton of energy, just like in the Matrix. They want to harvest our energy, right? So the theory goes, and I haven't researched enough into this in the last few years because it's a bit like far out, and it's like, how are you going to prove that? And maybe I'd rather talk about giants. Um, but anyways, the theory goes that the tiers of control are this: you have like us, then governments, then banks, then central banks, then the central bank, then you have the intelligence agencies, and above them is like the secret societies. Apparently, the secret societies, who are constantly in contact with entities outside of the visible light spectrum, um, apparently the entities they interact with are controlled by a non-biological life form. They call them the archons. And basically it's like a rogue virus, that is like wanting, it manipulates them to do the deeds that they need to be able to have AI control humanity. So the AI we're using with ChatGPT and shit is not the AI. They're pretending that they're like developing this stuff. It's already maximally developed. It's already fully at its peak. It has no more room to upgrade. It's just them slow dripping it to us. And so apparently what I heard the guy say is that they're trying to use humans, manipulate them to get AI to be fully connected to all biological life forms and the entire known world, and then like have us merge our consciousness with it, which would give it more power. So that's why they wouldn't just wipe us out, is the going theory, which is a good question. Um, but the archons, like, how do you even, it's a weird one. But there's many reasons. Let's just pretend the archon thing didn't exist. Well, we emit energy. Maybe they want to harvest our energy. Maybe they like to keep us in a lowered state because low frequency emotions. They harv Yeah, someone called it loosh energy or something. Yeah, I think that's what it is too, man. So interesting, eh? But here's the thing: when we are high vibrational, when we are detoxing, when we are decalcifying, when we're freaking boosting ourselves, that is like their kryptonite, dude. That is their kryptonite, 100%. There. Who am I talking about? The archons? Whatever. The If there was a system in place that preferred us to be in a lowered state, the ultimate form of rebellion would be enhancing your state, upgrading your state. That's why the focus of my page isn't a like VPN subscription that you can buy with my code. It's superfoods that boost and upgrade your DNA and your fertility and your brain function. That's why we're talking chalk, man. And also keep in mind, so hold on, whoever just ordered one of the last stacks, that means we have 2 bags left of the $100 organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia to give away on this live. So if you are watching right now and you go to choq.com, that's choq.com, and you add a male vitality stack, a female vitality stack, or the performance stack to your cart, you're getting some of the most potent superfoods in the natural world. Then you apply the discount code 44life and you unlock that 44% off lifetime discount. And then once you place your order, you're getting the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. Basta said, yeah, these days I feel tired all the time. I'm coughing these days, which I never did before. I believe it's the chemtrails. Dude, it very well, let me put it this way. Have you done any kind of like heavy metal detox before or anything, dude? um, because you're one of like millions of people who feel not very energized, you know, throughout the day. And it's from the combination of stuff we're exposed to, man. That's why we're talking detox. That's why we're talking, like, for example, the crazy thing is that there's never been a study about what happens when you're exposed to fluoride, chemicals, GMOs, pesticides, blah, 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 at the same time. And we're there right now. And so I would suggest, dude, if you're feeling tired all the time, like, definitely try chalk, dude. because we're talking the Chalk Daily alone, which is the #1 supplement for men. It boosts natural energy. It increases new brain cell production. So it's going to give you mental clarity, focus, and concentration. It's pro-fertile. It increases muscle mass, muscle recovery, and muscle endurance, or supports muscle mass, supports muscular endurance, and supports muscle recovery. We have 12 clinical studies on the Shilajit that's in here. And then the other one that's in the male stack, because if you get the, like, check out chalk.com, I put the link there. If you get the male stack that has the Chalk Daily, and then the Tongkat boosts natural energy, athletic performance, mental clarity, sperm count, and sperm motility, is extremely pro-fertile. It increases free testosterone 87% in 21 days. Like, dude, you'll be surging taking the male stack. And then, of course, especially just because you did mention tiredness, natural energy drink, dude. Natural energy drink and pre workout, the Chad mode. Organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans, and organic blue spirulina. And the blue spirulina is the most powerful freaking detoxing. Binds to heavy metals, phthalates, microplastics, all kinds of stuff. And then the caffeine in there, of course, is neuroprotective and is excellent for natural energy. You know what I mean? But if you use the discount code 44life on the subscription, male, female, or performance, and you place it on the live, you're getting the $100 bag of the chocolate powder, dude. So I'm going to hold a slot. I want to hold a slot for you. We have 2 left to give away. We will be calling it soon. So make sure that you get that in your cart and apply that discount code ASAP. The bat said, is activated charcoal good? Yes, we have activated charcoal on hand 100% of the time, and we don't leave the house without it. For like, well, you know that they've used that for freaking snake bites. Like, uh, there's a lot of benefits to activated charcoal. Katie said, life is a lot more magic than a lot can understand. Everything down to the finest point is energy. So if you know how to manipulate energy, you know how to manipulate the blueprint. 100%. And I saw a whole video about how we need to live our lives more mythologically. Like, for example, bear with me. If we are made in the image of God, and what happened to the 3 wise men? They saw a light in the sky, they followed it. They followed the sign. I think we all get signs. We're all on a divine path. None of us are just kind of willy fucking nillying around here. Like, all of you are literally, like, divinely, importantly, specifically put exactly where you are now. It's not like an accident. People sit there and go like, shit, man, like, I'm just a normal guy. Like, you have no idea what's going on. It's completely divine. And you get hit with messages, signs, and all kinds of signs and whatnot every day. But most people don't pay attention to them. They think all that's just movie, fairy tale, mythological shit, when it's not. So we need to live more mythologically and follow signs and notice the rhythms and the patterns in our reality. I like to think mostly of synchronicities, knowing you're on the right path and steering you, and being receptive and open to these whatchamacallit, these signs and this path that we're on in the first place. You know what I mean? Um, AI is God too. This whole thing is God. AI can be weaponized, but is nothing to fear. That's right, Kate. That's right for sure. I mean, if look what happened to freaking Sodom and Gomorrah, man. I mean, yeah, AI's got shit on God, man. God could wipe that. You just press the button, man. Turn it off. Um, that's cool. Sonic geometry, is that the same as sonic levitation? Kate? Epsom is cool, just not any added perfume, even if it says lilac. It's synthetic. Pure Grace, excellent. Listen to what Pure Grace just said. If you're getting an Epsom salt, watch out for any scented ones. Even if it says lilac, it can be synthetic, or it is synthetic. I can tell a synthetic scent in 2 seconds too, 100%. 100%. Copper Rock doesn't like scents. Dude, let me just say this. I went to freaking on the weekend swing. I think Friday is the first day when it starts getting really freaking cold and stuff, dude. Um, I went to Niagara Falls and the whole crowd at first thing. Public, like, I'm not trying to be that in public that often, bro. But I was at Niagara Falls and there's this crowd of people. I would honestly rather smell BO than a billion pounds of freaking perfumes and colognes. Like it was unbearable, dude. I'm trying to smell the water that's spraying from the waterfall, and all I smell is literally like the same, like three colognes and three perfumes, but just that 7,000 people are wearing at the same time. Uh, so I couldn't help but still had a good time and everything, but like, holy shit skis, man. Like, fucking perfume and cologne it does bug me, man. If there's one thing, it's a perfumey cologne stink bomb, man. Holy crappers. And then also, um, the fabric softener is something else too, man. It's like jeepers creepers. Uh, I'll put it this way. Do you know that your lungs become more and more sensitive the less and less that they are exposed to toxic fragrances? And so I walked into this house once and I hadn't inhaled any synthetic fragrances for like years, right? I walked into this house and they had like three or four of the plug-in air fresheners in this house. As soon as I walked in, I inhaled, I almost coughed, and I had to stand there for like 2 minutes and then I got out of there. Dude, for hours I could smell it because this is what it does, eh? Those synthetic fragrances, they're oils and they coat your nasal cavity in synthetic oils, your olfactory receptors, which is where your smell comes from. They coat it in a synthetic petrochemical fragrance that makes that the only scent you're able to detect. So it doesn't freshen the air like those stupid ass commercials say. It blocks your freaking olfactory receptors in your nose from being able to detect any other scent. That's literally what it is. So anyway, I smelled it for hours and I got an immediate um, you know, my head, I could feel that these were, and it's endocrine disruptors too. It gimps your hormones. Shout out to the bat. The bat is freaking in Australia right now, guys, and she is nursing her 6 month old baby. Dude, shout out her 6 month old son. Shout out to the bat who's just lovingly raising the next generation, man. Freaking awesome. And she's on this live. Shout out to the bat, man. Shout out to Kate, who already did her breastfeeding. Kate said, I'm 5 days away from 3 years with no alcohol. Wow, Kate, holy crappers, eh? Congratulations. Was it, were you drinking a bit too much or did you just not want to do it anymore at all? Basta said, we just moved from Brooklyn, New York. That is Sodom and Gomorrah on steroids, man. That is one of the scroll reasons of why we left. Interesting, dude. Yeah. Um, all I know is this, dude. Being from a small town, growing up in a town with like 10,000 people, I zoom in on the map to uh where even is that? There it is. New York. I it's honestly like unfathomable to me to live in that densely of a populated area. Like it actually makes me feel claustrophobic looking at it. I can't even imagine. But I guess if you're born there, it's like normal and shit. But looking at it, I'm like, dude, what? Like, there's so many people in one little spot. And the trippy thing about like Brooklyn and stuff on that side of the river is that there's like four bridges. If they're closed, you're not getting off that island. Like that's a little bit hairy too, you know? Um, hold on a second. This cat's making a racket. One second. But yes, exactly. Um, Chad mode is next level. Shout out to Sunny who loves her Chad mode. It is freaking awesome. I'd be drinking it right now, really. If it wasn't 11:20 at night. Hold on a second. I found an awesome organic cologne for men with zero artificial anything that I still only use maybe 3 times a year. Chris, you're preaching to the you're preaching to the choir, dude. Yeah, dude. Well, it sounds like it's an essential oil because that's what it used to be. Colognes and perfumes used to just be essential oils, and now it's petrochemicals, man, and all kinds of other stuff. You'll never see the ingredient list that on those because what they say is that it is proprietary, but of course we know it's actually they just don't want you knowing it's a bunch of crazy ass chemicals. Um, but yes, exactly. I went I went long times without, but could binge bad. Alcohol is just plain no bueno and a huge part of the agenda. Yeah, for sure it can. Yeah, it's true, Kate. It's easy to go full bore, man, for sure. It's easy to go full bore with it. I know what you mean. Yeah, shout out to Bad. I'm still alive. Yeah, Bastards, that's fine, dude. CBD action, I mean, as long as it's not like from GMO weed, which I hear they're making, and if it's just CBD, like you should probably be good. You just gotta watch out, dude. They just announced, or not just announced, but like they've tried to. I'm pretty sure they've made GMO weed now, right? And then there's also like there's some synthetic version of weed that makes people really trip the heck out, and it's freaking wild, man. So yeah, you got to watch out. But I mean, if you know what you're getting, then that's the least of your worries, is what I would say. Not that we should be worrying at all, because it's in God's hands, man. But we do need to take steps, like make sure you're not chugging fluoride and eating GMOs all the time. You know, ancients used to use alcohol ceremonially. It only became an issue when you want to make every day a ceremony. Oh yeah, Chris, dude, Chris is dropping gems, and he always has a humorous kick to it, man. Shout out to Chris. Um, that's true, man. It's like, oh well, it's Monday, man. I mean, tomorrow's Tuesday, so like we could have a couple, you know. Okay, you see what this cat's doing? Climb. See what this cat's freaking scratching. He's got a scratching pole, and he's still buggering around. What were you guys talking about 10 minutes ago? Because my phone's glitching. All kinds of stuff. Bat, you could probably rewind, but stay with me live, and you can rewatch uh, the the rewatch after the fact. Yeah, that's right, Swing. Exactly. We gotta definitely be aware and have a lot of folks on the same wavelength and whatnot around us, is what I mean. Well, because you can't grow the tomatoes and raise the chickens and do the cows and do the boo 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 boo. It's got to be a It takes a village, right? It's in God's hands, but we have free will. That's right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, I guess locally, pure grace, as in you got to know thy neighbor, right? So you got to know the folks around you, and you'll all help each other out. Blastus says, we live in Kentucky now and we love it. Dude, now that's a freaking move that I would do, man. That's an absolute move, man. That's a great one. I say Kentucky looks great. What's wrong with Kentucky, man? I'd live in Ohio. Well, there's not enough forest there for me. I'd do like Wisconsin, Michigan, the upper states, because they have, well, it looks like the same biome as where I'm from. That's right, Kate. And not to mention, Kate, my friend brought over a book years and years ago called Ancient Healing Beers. And I'm reading this book. They used to make beers out of literally like healing herbs. And now it's like fluoridated, glyphosated, pesticide. Like, yeah, they have turned everything good upside down. They have turned everything good upside down, 100%. Marina said, "So what about this storm?" Well, basically a giant. It could be freezing rain, like inches of ice across a pretty large area in the middle of the United States, Texas, all the way up to freaking New York. And the East Coast is going to apparently be more snow. It could not happen, by the way. Like, you know, don't come back and be like, well, nothing happened. Well, I'm just going based off of what a whole bunch of different weather channels and independent people who are looking at the radar are saying, dude, like, this is a big storm. Like, this is huge, you know? So anyway, it could be, we could lose power and all that. I've been looking for a church to start attending, so I just want to get your thoughts if I should go to a Catholic church or Eastern Orthodox church. Honestly, You're probably not asking the right guy quite yet. My friend goes to a Orthodox one. I can't remember why he chose that one rather than a Catholic. Yeah, I'd have to do more research, man. It depends too. You could go to an Orthodox church, but then let's say Orthodoxy was better. I don't know. Let's say one was a little better than the other, even if you want to think so black and whitely. But you could have like a, you know, the get your ass out of my face, bro. It's a nice cat, eh? um, he's a mouser too. He gets all the mice. Um, yeah. Anyways, ask around, man. That's a good question, though. I'll give you a really good answer one day. Buffalo has been warning us about the storm of the century for 3 days. It's all fear. Really, eh, Kate? I hope. Well, Kate, I mean, like I said, it's interesting because sometimes you get it's like a warm, normal, warm day, and they're like, oh my God, it's climate change, global warming. That's true. But then also, like when the big ass ice storm happened in Texas or the big flood in Texas, like they were warning about a flood and then it did flood and it was pretty bad. So it's like 50-50, where they could be bullshitting, but it could be chill. Runtime said we are supposed to be really cold down in Florida. Wow, hey, you're in Florida too. You could be hanging out with Swing, man. The cat's name is B. Shout out to Matt, man. We actually thought he got eaten by a fox the other day. He didn't show up for 20 some odd hours and it was freezing out. And I'm like, there's no way he's not dead. Like, where did he go? And then he just showed up the next morning. So there you go. He's an agile boy, man. He can climb up a tree faster than, you know. Did that big December vortex even happen? Copper Rock. Do you remember all those videos? Guys, this is crazy. There was a cold snap, but then it turned into a warm snap, and then all of a sudden it was like warmer than July in some northern states in December. So it was strange, man, for sure. Oh wow. Kate said our phones all made that obnoxious alert noise 2 days ago. Nothing happened. Kate, what did it say? Because when I get those, I'm so annoyed. Like you can't even opt out of, or no, maybe you can. Maybe you can opt out of emergency alerts, but automatically they're opted in. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. Bass says, I'm in Ontario, dude. I'm actually in Canada, dude. Born and raised in Ontario. Katie said, I'm not in the area the storm's supposed to hit, but we recently have been getting so much fog. The boats are constantly tooting their horn. Haha. That's the foghorn, eh? You know you can install a foghorn in your truck, right? Like, so that is cool. But anyways, the East Coast or West Coast rather, when Washington or was it Oregon got hit with that crazy flood, that was another almost like a Texas thing, man. That was almost like a version of freaking what happened in Texas. So, but it also could be just this time of year or something, right? Shut up, Bat. Are you serious? She just said I lost my cat for a year and he showed up the other day. No freaking way. Wow, eh? You know, the had a cat that went missing for 16 days and drove all the way across Edmonton, and he showed up 16 days later, had to cross 3 bridges and made it back to us, and didn't have a collar on, so no one knew where to drop him off. So cats are geolocators. I should make a post on this. Like cats can detect things from very far away. It's freaking shocking, man. What kind of cat? I don't know. He does look Siamese, but he literally just came from my buddy's farm where there's like a million cats running around. And then every winter, like a bunch of them don't make it, and then in the spring they have a million kittens again, and it keeps the mice down. But there's a million cats at, well, I say million, like there's probably like 20 or 30 cats at it at the peak, and some are vicious. But dude, B, this cat right here, look, he's like, what? Someone said my name. Oh, you called me? Yeah, look. Um, dude, you can hold him by his tail upside down. Like he is so chill. He does not bite. Um, Shane Vibes cats, man. That was Washington. Oh, that's right, Copper. Okay, so I guess I should announce the last call. If anyone goes to chalk.com on the live, Chalk is not my company. I've been partnered with Chalk since 2019. I'm dear friends with the owner. I was the first person to promote Chalk ever, so I'm like best buddies with this guy. He's been on the lives before with us. You guys know him, Seaton. And we worked on orgone generators before, which he was partnered with the guys who made orgone generators and the inventor of Orgonite. And then he started Chalk for me to promote to Instagram and to, of course, Rumble now. So I've been there since the very freaking beginning. And but anyway, that's a good question. And they ship out of Georgia, though. They're based in Texas, and they have an all-American customer service team and 5,000 reviews on Trustpilot that are third-party verified 5-star reviews. So, guys, last call. If you go to chalk.com on the live and you get a male, a female, or a performance stack, and you apply the discount code 44life, you get a lifetime 44% off discount. You can cancel or modify it at any time, and you're going to get the free lit powder, the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, included in your order. So DM me your order number on Instagram just so I can make sure you get the freebie. DM me with any questions. Thank you guys, all of you, for freaking coming onto the Rumble. This is a dope spot. We're hanging out, and like it is great to be able to answer questions. Instagram, I gotta bite my tongue. Like I can actually say the word chemtrails. It's great. So Chalk actually it's what are you doing, dude? Chocolate. So it's a play on words. They love chocolate. Seaton loved cacao, the benefits. He believes it's like one of the most premier superfoods ever. So he named Chalk after chocolate, but then put a Q on it. But then look how funny it is when you get a chocolate and people go, wait a minute, I just realized like it's cacao, it's like a chocolate drink, but it's called chocolate. Like that is freaking cool. You got to admit. And also the Chad mode, like that is just funny and crazy, eh? Chad mode, like it's got a Chad on it. Like, are you serious? It's it's awesome, man. Copper Rock. Maybe he's being serious, so I shouldn't laugh, but that's funny. It's in Georgia though, dude. Like you're way the ways away, aren't you, Copper? I DM'd you my storm warning text. Okay, thanks, Kate. Well, Kate, let me pull it up then while we're live. But we are about to. Hold on a sec. Kate. Where's Kate at? There she is. Oh wow. Buffalo emergency management. A severe winter storm is expected tomorrow a.m. through Wednesday in the city of Buffalo with heavy snow, bitter cold, and strong winds. Avoid unnecessary travel. So that was Sunday. It's Tuesday. Did anything happen? I think you said nothing happened, right? Huh. So this guy took my post, Concerned Citizen. His name's Concerned Citizen on Twitter, and his name is Concerned Citizen. His username is B Gates is a psycho, so like Bill Gates. Anyway, so he takes my video and he clips it, or he posts it, and then he puts the captions on, and he says, he quotes me, and I see it's even forecasted to snow in Texas, and then I say, does this thing in Alaska do anything to the weather? And I show a picture of the HARP station. So thank you for sharing that, Concerned Citizen. I'm going to go make sure you tag me on that one, buddy. Okay, thank you, dear souls, all for joining. This was a great one. Oh, make sure your live notifications are on so you know when we're live next. D Lone said, do you actually take it or do you just promote it? Dude, I'm taking. Sorry, this cat's just knocking shit around. He's antsy. It's so cold out. He didn't really go out today. Dude, I take chalk every single freaking day, man. Are you nuts? This is like my probably 10th bag of chocolate powder in the last like 3 months. It's hot cocoa season, bro. And I go through one tub of Chad mode max a month, usually more like 3 weeks. Shilajit I've been taking literally since 2019. Yes, dude. I take the mail stack. I take every single chalk product they have. Not every single day. Sometimes I forget this, that, or the other. But dude, these are all on my desk. They all have supplements in them. I'm constantly refilling them. I take chalk, bro. I had videos that my voice, I was 24, I guess, when I first started taking chalk. In 3 months, I took another video and I was going through my highlights on Instagram, and my voice literally went several octaves deeper. And I was listening. I'm like, yo, does my voice sound high pitched like 3-4 months ago in this video? It's the same phone, same audio, same room I was recording the video in. And we're like, yeah. And I'm listening to the one I'm recording today. I'm like, dude, my voice actually literally changed from taking chalk. Why? I was eating organic back then, but I didn't know that on average we have a 50% reduction in testosterone in the last 50 years. So testosterone changes your voice. That's why, low T dudes like usually have higher pitched voices. So yeah, dude, it's freaking real. And it's giving you vivid dreams, like I said, memory and concentration, massive brain function boost, bro. It's freaking awesome. I like that he asked though, instead of just thinking to himself. I wonder if he really takes it. I'm glad that he asked that. Thank God for all of us. You are all amazing. Shout out to Pure Grace. You are amazing. All of you guys are. Kate, Bat, Paper Doll, Will, Non-Toxics. What did Non-Toxic ask? He said, what do you mix with a Chad mode? Good question. Just water, dude. I just do water in my 2 scoops of Chad mode in like a liter of water is what I do. Or you could put it in orange juice. Some people like to do that as well. Okay, much love, everyone. Love you guys. Make sure your live notifications are on. DM me if you have any questions, and we'll extend this free lit deal until probably the next hour. But just DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, all right? Much love, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.